Ooh, what's going on, you guys? It is Perry the Entertainer. We're back again for another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw for the night of March the 9th, 2015. Before we begin, I would like to kind of talk a little bit about some stuff that's been going on in the channel life, I guess I could say. First and foremost, I was on the Heel Steven show last night with my good buddies Heel Steven, Non Legit Wrestling, and Thrash Maniac 99. The link for that will be down in the description box. We had a bunch of fun talking about wrestling and all sorts of that stuff. Took some of your questions on the air. It was very fun. I hope to be able to do that again sometime. And yeah, like I said, that link will be down in the description box below. Also, before we continue, go check out Almost Expert Wrestling. I think that's their name on here. They asked me to plug them on Facebook and on Twitter. So, go check them out. Those links will be down in the description box below. And you guys can go follow me on Twitter at the PDE Show, where we live chat during Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, and all sorts of that jazz. Basically, you guys know whenever I'm on, the party is always near. We began the show with the Authority going out there, and you guys know that we tend to kind of tell time to go fuck itself. So this video could go on for maybe about a half hour or so, because I have a lot to talk about regarding this episode of Raw and as it pertains to the build-up going into WrestleMania. So, like I said, we started off the show with the Authorities going out there, kind of inducting Randy Orton back into the Authority. I felt that it was kind of random, and it was kind of just, it seemed like it was kind of thrown together last minute. But that's the beauty with at least with Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins' cases. He's able to kind of catch your attention right from the get-go, and that's exactly what Randy Orton was able to do as well. Orton kind of teased a whole little turn, kind of making fun of everybody within the Authority, talking about Kane, making coffee, the Big Show, of course. Everyone kind of took shots at the Big Show, but then again, I think everybody on here takes shots at the Big Show once in a while, so... But then Orton revealed that he was just kidding and everything. It's just more build-up to the eventual turn, which ironically, we actually got tonight. We got the turn from Randy Orton. And you guys know, like I said, we kind of tell the entire match or promo segment thing, the ordering of it to go fuck itself as well. We kind of just talk about all of it all together. But like I said, Randy Orton at the end of Raw tonight beat the living shit out of Seth Rollins. And a lot of people are going, okay, what's the point in having the match? Well, of course, of course, Seth Rollins is going to want to get his revenge and everything. So I have a feeling they are going to be having the Randy Orton-Seth Rollins match, and I did talk about that in an earlier episode. I believe that was 2 weeks ago, if not 3 weeks ago, about having Seth Rollins go over and this be kind of his transition feud going into the main event slot, which going into the World Championship picture, which I still think that he is going to somehow be walking out of WrestleMania with the gold, but of course that video isn't for another 2 weeks. And speaking of video, I will be talking about the Bray Wyatt Undertaker video, which you guys can expect pretty soon. I don't want to set a date out because then I feel like I'm getting it stressed out, but I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but maybe I might wait until WrestleMania actually comes to kind of break that down. So if you guys could bear with me with that video, please, like I said, get all your questions and everything gathered together. I would love to answer every question that you have regarding the Bray Wyatt Undertaker thing, but that is for later on. In this video, we're talking about Randy Orton and Seth Rollins, which is going to be pretty much... It wasn't exactly confirmed, but we can pretty much expect it to be confirmed at this point. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. Randy Orton went apeshit crazy, and the one thing that I have to take away from this, and it's something so minor, and it's something so minuscule that a lot of people are going to complain about it, me including, because I was kind of complaining about it, was the fact that it wasn't so believable because of the blood factor. Now, of course, this is me talking because I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era. I grew up from the 2002 to about 06, which is, I think that's when you can start kind of the downfall of the Ruthless Aggression era, which was tons of blood and all sorts of stuff like that. I feel that, you kind of already broke, not really kayfabe, but you kind of already broke the fourth wall by having Randy Orton flip Seth Rollins off, giving him the two-finger salute there. I feel that kind of doing that already, and, not to mention the camera guy kind of screwed that up. He kind of caught it on camera and was like, whoops, let me lower that camera so nobody can see his fingers up, but we all knew exactly what he was doing there, but I don't see why we couldn't have thrown some blood in there. Whether it could have been ketchup for all that matter. I wouldn't have cared. Like I said, this is an 18-year-old talking right now. I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have cared if there was blood. In fact, if there was blood, I think it would be more believable. I think it would have been add more substance to this feud. Granted, it's made all sorts of spices and everything already in it. So at this point, I know a lot of you guys are going to, like I said, I think I addressed this already, why have the match? Seth Rollins is going to want to get his revenge, and I feel that that's the way that they're going to go. Rollins is going to want his revenge, and then he's going to be the one to challenge Orton at WrestleMania for, well, it's not going to be for anything, but like I said, it's going to be his transition feud going into the actual main event slot. And actually, that was ironic because we got a comment on the Heel Steven show yesterday. By the way, link for that is down in the description box below. If I have not mentioned that already, I'm pretty sure I haven't. We got a question by that, and it had to do with the SummerSlam main event. And SummerSlam apparently already is sold out, and that's something that I would never have even thought of, was for that to be sold out, because I think they just tore down the Barclays Center, I think, or they're just about to, or something like that, and they had to resell SummerSlam tickets or something, and they're sold out or something. Apparently $300. I don't know that off the top of my head, and I'm not going to try bullshitting you guys. I'm not going to try swaying you some way to not get SummerSlam tickets. But the question that we got on the show was, what was going to be the SummerSlam main event? And I don't really want to say what I think, because of course there's a lot of things. There's a lot more time coming from early March to mid-August, which is when SummerSlam is. So there's tons of time for stuff to change. But the way I see it right now, if Seth Rollins, now of course this is assuming Seth Rollins, and what I'm thinking happens, Reigns beats Brock, and Rollins cashes in on Reigns. I have a feeling, and I don't want this to happen, I feel that we are going to get Rollins versus Cena or Rollins versus Daniel Bryan, and it depends on how they want to build the main event card. And that kind of leads me into my next topic of discussion, which is the Intercontinental Championship. It took up a good portion of the first hour of Raw. More back and forth crap, but for the IC Championship. I did not watch the Bad News Barrett, I think it was Daniel Bryan match. I did not watch that, so I don't want to, I would be disrespectful if I actually talked about that, similar to the way that I feel about ROH and all that stuff. If I don't watch it and I try talking about it, I feel like I'm disrespecting the real fans. So that's the reason why you don't see ROH and all that sort of stuff on here yet. Trust me, I will try and get into that very soon. But with the IC Championship right now and it being thrown around like a hot potato and shit, I tried making a case for the IC Championship. I believe it was 2 weeks ago now. I tried making a case for it, and WWE is blowing that chance out of the damn water. There's no way that you can build a division around this. I mean, granted, I guess it kind of gives superstars kind of face time, seeing as, who's got the IC title this week. But it makes the champion look so weak. And speaking of champions so weak, we're going to be talking about the tag team championships in just a few moments here. You made the IC championship. I mean, of course, I think Bad News Barrett finally got the championship back after No, he didn't. R-Truth walked out with it now. That whole what's in the bag thing, I know about that. And it's getting me wondering, there's a possibility WWE actually could let R-Truth walk out with the IC championship. And I know I might be just spitting shit out of my ass right now, but I'm thinking that there's a good possibility that WWE could be leading us one way with Daniel Bryan, or Dolph Ziggler for that matter, and they could ultimately give it to R-Truth and kind of try and build the division around him. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that the guy doesn't have talent. We saw what he did in NWA TNA, and I know that's a long-ass time ago. He's an NWA champion, so NWA TNA champion down there, so Ron the Truth Killings. And that's another thing. I don't get why his Twitter handle does say Ron Killings, and he's known as Archer. That's something, again, so minuscule, but it's something I wanted to point out. I kind of got that off the podcast today. Oh, speaking of podcasts, by the way, Go check out the Shoot Wrestling Network. I completely forgot to plug that earlier on in the video. It's the Shoot Wrestling Network. It's run by my buddy Ryan Davis, the King of Wrestling. He does the Shoot Wrestling podcast, and the Shoot Wrestling Network is basically not really a spin-off, but I guess you could say a parody as well of the WWE Network. It's the future for wrestling podcasters like Around the Ring OK, Byte That, Markin Out's on there. A bunch of wrestling podcasts are on there. Go check them out. The link is down in the description box. It is a 24/7 live streaming service. It's awesome. Go check it out. Link is down in the description box below. There are tons of podcasts being added to it day by day. It's the future for wrestling podcasts. Now that we got that advertisement out of the way, we can go right back into the Raw review tonight. Talking about the IC Championship, right? The ladder match, and I was trying to make a case for R-Truth. I mean, the more that I do think about it, I think that they would rather give it to a higher talent like Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan. Hell, they actually might just keep it on Bad News Barrett. Dean Ambrose is, of course, in the picture. Luke Harper, I don't really classify. I think he's kind of just wandering. I think it's just kind of something to get him out of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel that throwing Luke Harper in there is kind of awkward, but hey, it gives him his WrestleMania moment to kind of shine. He's the big guy of the group, so I'm expecting a lot of powerhouse stuff going on from Luke Harper come WrestleMania time. And I'm not taking anything away from the match. I think the match is going to be fantastic with Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, Bad News Barrett, R-Truth if he does deliver. They have not confirmed that Daniel Bryan is in the match. So I'm sorry, let me retract my statements on that. Of course, they have not confirmed that Daniel Bryan's in the match, but you can pretty much get to that conclusion on your own. So, like I said, I think the IC title is going to be pretty damn good. Maybe it does bring some prestige back to the championship. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the IC championship is going to the championship match, do you guys think that that's going to deliver at WrestleMania, A? And B, do you feel that that is is that the way that you would book it, I guess I should say? I'm going to let you guys play fantasy booker right now. How would you book the IC championship position if you had to work with these? I think there's 6 guys involved. Oh, no, I don't know, Stardust, I don't even know if he's even involved in the damn thing. But if you had these guys who are in the IC Championship title picture right now, how would you build up this feud? How would you build up this match? Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I would love to read each and every one of you guys. Play Fantasy Booker, and let me know how you guys would build the IC Championship right now. I'm going to try and keep the best parts of the show towards the end of the review, and that's, of course, Paul Heyman being a fucking god, and, of course, Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker. So I think the next thing that we really have, of course, we got the tag titles to talk about, and the U.S. Championship, of course, and the newest installment as to what's going on with the U.S. Championship right now. And I feel that, you know what, we just talked about the singles title right now. Why not? Let's dive right into the U.S. title. So we had Rusev versus Axelmania Brother, and to no surprise at all, Rusev just beat the living shit out of him. And we all expected it, and me and Heel Steve and Knowledge at Wrestling, we all got a big kick out of that last night, that we actually thought that Curtis Axel was going to walk out with the championship. We all got a kick out of it. And to no surprise, Curtis Axel showed no resistance to the Bulgarian Brute, the Russian. He's Russian now. He's been Russian for the longest fucking time now. But, they did a little thing backstage with him and Cena. Cena basically said, if you say one bad thing about the U.S., I'm going to go out there and whoop your ass and everything. And to this point, no match has been confirmed yet. At least, like I said, to this point. Then, cue John Cena. John Cena runs into the ring and basically makes Rusev his bitch. Now, I'm not going to sit here and applaud it, because that's not how you build a championship. You don't just have Cena go out there and whoop his ass like that. Like, he had no help whatsoever, and he made Rusev his bitch, basically. He made him pass out. I think he went out to the ringside, grabbed a cup of water or something, and brought him back, and then put him back in the STF, and tried choking the motherfucker out before Lana eventually said, okay, I will give you your match versus Rusev for the U.S. Championship. So at WrestleMania, now at this point, it is confirmed John Cena will be fighting Rusev in Rusev's last match with his undefeated streak. As you guys already know, I'm pretty sure that they're going to book John Cena to be the first guy to beat Rusev, and they're going to let John Cena win the United States Championship. Now, I did say a while ago that if they did build this right, I would be okay with with John Cena winning the U.S. Championship. And to right now, if we get serious Cena every week, and that is kind of asking a lot, I still kind of am okay with giving Cena the U.S. title. I think it does bring some prestige back to the title, putting it on a major face like that. And I'm not talking about Sheamus, and I'm not talking about Dean Ambrose, who used the damn titles for, like, accessories for that matter. They just kind of carried it around because it was an accessory to them. John Cena, he can kind of bring some sort of prestige back to it. I feel that, but that was the thing with Rusev, because that was WWE's way of kind of putting Rusev in the fire, I guess you could say, throwing him into the volcano. If you guys get that simile, metaphor, whatever you guys want to call that, basically give him heat. Give him some heat, give him the U.S. title, and have him bash the U.S., basically. And I thought it was genius. I thought it was fantastic. I actually called this a while back on one of my buddy's videos. I called this. I felt that WWE should have done this, and they eventually did. But I don't want to sit here and not agree by giving Cena the belt. I mean, of course, you're not going to want to give Cena the world title right now, especially with him being one away from Ric Flair. You don't want WWE fans to basically stop watching because John Cena is now going to be in the record books with Ric Flair, tied with Ric Flair for the title. And some people may say that John Cena, if he does, and what the hell am I saying, when he beats Rusev at WrestleMania and completely embarrasses him, that Cena and whoever wins the IC title earlier on in the night, probably Daniel Bryan, maybe Dolph Ziggler, will go on to SummerSlam and fuse the belts together, basically, and make one mid-card championship. I like the idea. I think it's cool. But they're gonna keep the IC title no matter what. I think that would be one to kind of make sense. But kind of fuse the secondary titles together and make one mid card, which like I said, I think it's a damn good idea. I think it kind of brings the mid card together as one unit rather than one unit fighting for two belts, which makes absolutely no sense. And then when you pay attention to one, the other one doesn't get any love. So I feel that the way that they would go about building up an IC title and US title, there's a word I'm thinking of, and I can't think of it right now. And you guys get what I mean when they're going to fuse the belts together, basically. And for some reason, the one word is just, it's not coming across my head right now. And for some reason, I can't think of it. But no, I wouldn't go as far as to say Cena buried Rusev tonight, though. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. I think that Cena needed to do something to kind of to change Rusev's mind without making Rusev lose or being the distraction roll up so that Curtis Axel gets the victory or something. I feel that there had to have been some way for Rusev to change his mind, and I feel that the way that they did it was probably the best way they could do it. Maybe not with the water. I feel that doing the water gag thing, I think that went a little over the top. But having Lana be the one to accept Cena's challenge kind of gets you wondering as to what Rusev's going to be doing after WrestleMania if he does lose. Do you guys actually see, which is what I see, do you guys see Rusev turning on Lana and maybe Rusev kind of trying to make a name for himself? I mean, we have heard the rumors are confirmed. Apparently, Lana is going to be going off and filming some movie. I think it's with Edge. She's going to be going off and filming some movie, so I think this is the best way to kind of write her off and have Rusev fire her or something. I mean, Rusev's kind of already talking for himself now. He's doing a damn good job of it, so let him kind of establish himself on his own. I don't think he needs that crutch with Lana anymore. I think that he's actually grown to the occasion, rose to the occasion, and Rusev can definitely make it in the main event if WWE gives him the proper time and opportunity to do it. And speaking of opportunities, I think that's a good segue as to our tag team stuff. I didn't watch either match, and there was two matches. One with the Usos versus, was it the Matadors? And the Matadors won. And then you had Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, who are the champions, and had them fight the New Day. And the champions lost. So not only did the champion lose, but the number one contenders lost too. So you made two good teams bitch out to two bad teams. Does anybody see where the problem is there? It goes right back to my point that I made last week and I made repeatedly on Twitter. The tag team division is so dead right now. WWE has no idea what the hell they're doing with the tag division. Throwing the belts on Cesaro and Kidd is probably some total divas stunt. And until I'm convinced otherwise, that's the way I'm thinking about it. I'm guaranteed, I'm almost convinced WWE did not give Tyson Kidd and Cesaro the championships because you guys wanted them to. I'm almost convinced that WWE did not do that. I feel that they had some sort of motive behind it. They had some vendetta against it, basically. But having the Usos and Tyson Kidd and Cesaro lose to mediocre tag teams like that, no. And it goes right back to what I was saying on hashtag spoilers last week, too. You're making Tyson Kidd and Cesaro look like absolute flippin' scrubs, and they're your tag champions. Like I said, does anybody see a problem here? They're your tag champion. You should be building them fucking up. I don't know why you're having them bitch out to the New Day and the Los Matadors and all that shit. I mean, granted, I think we're going to be getting a tag team championship match at WrestleMania, which about damn time, but that's not the way you go about it. You go about building it up and make your champions look strong. Don't make them bitch out to teams like the New Day and Los Matadors and the Ascension and all that shit. So maybe that's the reason I think about it. Diva's got some time tonight. I know a lot of you give Diva a chance. Supporters were definitely watching that. Apparently, I think it was AJ versus Summer Rae, and AJ won, of course. Apparently, we are not going to be getting a Divas Championship match at WrestleMania. No, instead we are getting AJ and Paige versus the Bellas at WrestleMania in a tag team match. Not a fatal four-way, not a triple threat, not a fatal five-way, not a five-way dance or anything like that. No, the Divas title's not even on the fucking line. So what's the point in having Nikki hold on to the damn thing if she's only defended it, what, 3 times? 3 times, maybe 4, I don't know. And, you guys want to sit here and say that you guys did something good with this give Divas a chance thing. I'm going to break it down to you guys. There's nothing about it. WWE took that give Divas a chance movement, spit it right back in your face, crumpled it up into a paper ball, and spit it right in your fucking face. Because by that, they gave you Cameron and they gave you Eva Marie, who can't work to save their fucking lives. And I told you guys that was exactly what was going to happen a while ago while this freaking movement even started. And that's exactly what they went about. And they took your word for it and they said, okay, they want give Divas a chance. So that means you're giving an implied chance to the workers who can't work. And they were hired because they were models. Well, Cameron, if she was a model, ugh. Maybe Psycho Sid's right. Maybe he should powerbomb her. Eva Marie, perfect example. I'm trying to think. I don't want to. I guess you could throw Summer Rae in that category, but yeah. That give Divas a chance thing fell flat on its face, basically. And I hate to be the one to say it, because I know how much you guys really were behind the movement and everything, but WWE doesn't care. WWE will always think of the Divas as a bathroom break, garbage, filler match between the two big parts of the show, which will, at WrestleMania, probably be Sting and Triple H and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So if you want any women's wrestling, I recommend Shimmer. I recommend TNA. I can't think of any other good women's wrestling promotions right now off the top of my head other than those two. So go check those out if you really want to see some women wrestling. Maybe I'm leaving. I'm of course leaving out like Candice LeRae and all that stuff out. But you guys go check those out if you really want women's wrestling. But WWE is not the place for women's wrestling. In fact, that's actually where you go to die and sell your soul to an E Network reality show. Anyway, with that, we're at 25 minutes, and I haven't even talked about the final two segments. Then again, we're not really going to talk a lot about Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker, because I'm going to make a completely separate video on that. But basically, all you need to know, The Undertaker accepted Bray Wyatt's challenge, and The Undertaker will be at WrestleMania 31. Now, is he going to be the American Badass persona, which a lot of rumors are going around saying he could come back as the American Badass? It could. They could happen, but I feel that if you do debut him with a new persona, you have to have him go over, at least to kind of solidify that The Undertaker's kind of back, and he's like, yeah, my WrestleMania legacy is saved. But if you have him come back as the dead man, it's completely okay to have him go under, or let Bray go over. But like I said, I'm going to leave a completely new video on that somewhere down the line, and I think that brings us to our last segment of the night, or at least of this review, of course. Paul Heyman being a flippin' motherfucking God Buddha a la Jesus Christ Savior on the microphone tonight. Holy shit. You guys realize how close I was to downloading Paul Heyman's promo, posting it on my channel, putting some fake thumbnail out there or something. I'm sure I could throw Photoshop something together and mislead you guys and put Paul Heyman is God Raw review in the title. And you guys were going to click on it and go, oh, PTE posted a video, and you guys were going to listen to Paul Heyman flipping spit fire like a fucking god, because it was on point, everything on point, basically more build up to Brock and Roman Reigns, and even broke the fourth wall a little bit with Brock saying that, hey, not Brock, of course, Paul saying, if there's a possibility that he could walk out WrestleMania with the championship, and then he could go over to UFC, win the UFC championship from, I think it's Cain Velasquez down there still, and which, yeah, good luck with that. We already saw that before. And be unification. That's what I was thinking of. It took me almost freaking 15 minutes to think of that damn word. Unification. Unification match between the WWE and the UFC championships, and that would be huge considering, like I think I said before, WWE does classify the UFC as competition. So if Brock went over to UFC, won the UFC title while being under contract as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Granted, this is all talking hypothetically. This is not of course WWE would not allow this. Of course, WWE would not allow Brock to go over to UFC and make money for Dana White over there. Absolutely not. But Paul Heyman that was fantastic. That's all I got to say. I don't even want to, out of just respect for him, I want you guys to go check him out. Just go check out that segment. It's just more build up to the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match, which I think I said last week. I feel that the match is kind of the reason you guys are as interested in it as you are is because of the controversy. There's controversy behind it with, of course, Brock walking out of Raw last week. Now this week, they broke a little kayfabe this week and addressed the walkout situation and all that sort of stuff there. And because there's a controversy behind it, I feel that that's the reason why that we are so involved in it, basically, and that's why we are so excited for when this match does happen, whether Roman Reigns does walk out with the championship, which actually, and I hate to take up a little bit more time here because I'm trying to wrap this video up, I am actually kind of wondering how the WrestleMania crowd is going to be, because if it is Brock's last match in WWE and he does go over to the UFC, And we saw 11 years ago at WrestleMania 20, and I got that DVD right over there. Brock Lesnar had a match with Goldberg. Stone Cold was the ref. That crowd in MSG turned on Brock Lesnar, knowing that it was Brock and Goldberg's last match in WWE. Both of them were walking out. And Stone Cold, they wanted Stone Cold to stun him, and ironically, that's what we got basically at the end of it. Brock told everyone to go fuck off after he lost to Goldberg, and both of them got Stone Cold stunnered, basically. That's all you really need to know about that. But it's going to be interesting. 11 years later, we're in kind of the same situation with Brock Lesnar. Is he going to go back to the UFC? And it's going to be interesting to see if people do turn on Brock and jump on the Roman Reigns bandwagon. I think that is always a possibility. And who knows at this point? And I feel it's just more of a mystery. More of a mystery going into WrestleMania 31. Anyway, I believe we talked about just about everything I wanted to talk about. Of course, we heard from Sting earlier today. Of course, that was his voice, of course. No, it was some other guy's voice. I don't even know. More build up to that match as well. I feel like I think I'm going to make a WrestleMania predictions and preview video sometime in the coming weeks, since now all the matches are pretty much revealing themselves. And, yeah, that is your review. This is your commentary, I guess you could say. Like I said, we tell time to go fuck itself over here. So we're not limiting ourselves to anything, but that is our review this week, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave your thoughts. What did you guys think of Raw this week down in the comment section below? Please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. The road to 900 has begun. I think we started it 2 weeks ago, and that's okay because we are at 815 now as of this video. And the road is not to 900 is, of course, always there. And, of course, the race to 1K is always on. Go follow me on Twitter at The PTE Show. We live chat during Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, and all sorts of that stuff. I hope to see each and every one of you guys here for WrestleMania 31 weekend. It is March the 28th, I want to say. I hope to see each and every one of you guys on the Twitter down there. We're gonna be throwing a WrestleMania party on Twitter, so I hope you guys are you guys get ready. Get your it's BYOB, by the way, just saying. And yeah, what did I say before? Go check out the Shoot Wrestling Network down in the description box below. I was on the Heel Steven show yesterday as well. Go check that out. And go check out Another Expert Wrestling. Their links will be down in the description box below. And with that being said, I am out until next time, which is tomorrow, for your hashtag spoilers video of the week. This is Perry the Entertainer. We're signing out, and peace. Thank you guys for watching.